Mhm. Yeah.
It's the content, you know.
Yeah. What are you shooting? What angles? Are you familiar with the lighting and how to shoot? Because I went to a photo session, and the photographer was saying the same thing you're saying about it doesn't matter what camera you use. It's just knowing, knowing about lighting. And he used me as an example to show some other guys, what how he does his work. He's showing out and everything. He's like, you see how she always wears hats, so I guarantee you most of her pictures they are dark right here under the cap,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and he had this reflector. And what he did was he had this, a light, one of those, what do you call those? The halogen lights or whatever. And
Hmm.
he, used the reflector to, um, he bounced the light up right under my hat right here. And he used the reflector to bounce the light right under.
Hmm.
So that when he took my picture, it was very bright under my hat. Like you can see my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was so amazed. I was like, wow. And it was like a one of those little something similar to the thing you use in your car dashboard to keep the sun off your dashboard, like type thing. It was like something that cheap and
Yeah. Well, you could even sometimes use like a white wall, bounce a really bright light off a white wall, or even
Mhm.
like a white piece of poster board
Now
or
would
some
that work
silver
with me wearing
fabric.
all white?
Huh?
Would that work with me wearing all white? Because I wear white all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for instance of lighting you under your hat, you can
Okay.
use a multitude of things, because you're not lighting your outfit that's white. You're just bouncing that light in that direction of your face that needs more light.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
you could just use like a white poster board or silver fabric. I've even seen people use mirrors to kind of, you have to
Yeah, he had a
strategically
mirror too.
angle them, but you have to, and
Wow.
then that's a lot of thing. I see a lot of, especially students, they don't want to have to carry around all the extra stuff. They don't want to have to carry around the lighting. They don't want to have to carry around, the reflectors and all the accessories because, oh, it's too heavy. It's too much stuff to carry around. It's like, well, then you're not going to do your job right.
Right. And see, if people don't want to go through that, that's not really where their passion is. Because when you're really passionate about something, and like that, a producer I was telling you about, take a lot of pride in what you do. Um, like he didn't, his board wasn't as expensive as the guy that did a crappy job recording.
Yeah.
um, it wasn't that it was nice, but it wasn't as nearly as much. But what he did spend a lot of money on was sound control, and sound control is meaning the walls and the material that the doors were made out of. He had soundproofing in the door to the entrance of the building where he was.
Hmm.
Mind you, that wasn't even the entrance into the studio. That's how fanatical he was about keeping sound out. He had soundproof doors. You had to get through double doors to even get into his set, to his office space or whatever.
Right.
That's where he did videos at. Then he had another double door and with soundproofing to get into his recording loop session, area. Then he had two more double doors to get into the actual sound booth where you know, see the vocalist go into.
Hmm.
He had another door leading out of that area into the bathroom area and back into some other offices he had in the back. He had soundproof doors on that door as well. is not playing about sound getting in there. It's like
Yeah.
completely dead air. There was no way any other type of sound could enter that building at all. They could kill somebody. They can scream as loud as they want to. No one's gonna hear it.
Yeah. It's all the
It was,
outside noise outside,
it
so you don't hear the fire truck going by, and you don't hear
you're
somebody
not
having a bad day cussing. You don't hear any of that.
absolutely like I mean you can tell he's very fanatical about it. I mean soundproof, everything, he even had some type of padding under his equipment to keep the vibration from the speakers going.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's very fanatical about that, getting the crisp sound, and it was very crisp. I've had never had anyone to critique that song and say he could have done this, he could have done that, because other producers think some think they're better than others, and that especially when they want to try to sell you on their services. But
Yeah.
some of them just are ego driven. So even if
Because especially now with technology as tangible as it is,
mhm,
everybody's a photographer, everybody's a videographer, everybody edits their videos, everybody has their home studios, but what it really comes down to is, yeah, you got the stuff to do it, but do you know how to use it efficiently?
yes, because somebody posted on Facebook a picture of like a Fisher Price keyboard, and a little the old school recording tape, and this and
Uh-huh.
that, and it was like, this is, and they had a picture of it, and they said this is what dudes be talking about when they talking about them up in the studio about the and then, they had all these toys, right?
Yeah.
Little kitty toys that, they was making fun of some of the producers that, or the artists that say they up in the studio and they about to drop a track and all this, trying to sound cool. But it was some producers that got on there and they was like, I know this is a joke and all. He was like, but I could record a bad song off just that. I'm just that good,
Yeah.
and I know they're not lying because a person that really knows what they're doing, they can't.
Yeah,
And
they know how to make it work. They can take the tools they're given and make it work.
exactly. And I'm like, I need to get your number because if you say you can do something with that, you have to be really, really good, you
Mhm.
know. And it's not because there's anything wrong with the equipment, but I know if you're really good at what you're doing, then you can take anything and make it sound good. Because I've been doing have done a live show. All the sound equipment went out. Everything went out.
Oh my
So mind you, if this was Beyonce, she'd be screwed. She'd be screwed because she has all these digital machines to make her voice sound good. She can't hold enough, so she'd be screwed if all the equipment goes out. All the fancy auto tunes and engineer. They have professional engineers who work the board and make you sound good while you performing, and they're really skilled. Those guys have to be really skilled because they have to in time fix that while they're singing. You know,
Yeah. Then you have to know how to troubleshoot it, how to fix it. If
they're
it doesn't work, you have to make it work.
right there on the spot. So it's like give me a minute. No, none of that.
Yeah.
So they are very skilled, and usually the artist probably only stick with that one engineer because they know her voice. They know when she's going to screw up, when she's her voice going to crackle, and they're right there to fix it. Um, so yeah, I've been in a place like that where the sound system completely failed. I had no mic, no instruments, no music, and I rocked the house a cappella. I was like, oh well. I was like, come on, put your hands in the air, wave your hands in the air, and I just got crunk, and to kind of distract them from the fact that the sound went out. I was like, so what? Y'all need music? Y'all need music to have a good time? What? I'm a old school. Let's do it like this one time. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody clap your hands, and they got into it. They saw I wasn't distracted by it, so they weren't. And, they just rocked along with me. I said, at one point when I stopped clapping because I had to hold the mic, I was like, why y'all stop clapping? Y'all know I needed y'all to keep the beat for me. Y'all had me all around the beat like I'm white. And then, cause I made a joke of it, like, so it's like, I just, it seems like when things are at its worst, I come alive, and especially when it comes to just, performing or whatever. But yeah, that was one of the best performances I've ever done, because it was an experience where that let me know what potential I really had. Because if you don't have all that stuff, to help you out, it will really let you know what you can do, what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, and I bet your audience loved you for it because you kept the show going.
Mm-hmm.
You kept it going, and they had a good time, and you had a good time, and that's I think mainly what people are there for. I mean, they want to enjoy the show, and you gave them an enjoyable show.
Yeah, and what I did was I made them participate. So having them to participate and letting them know I needed them, that was all the better for them,
Yeah.
So it was really awesome, to see how they just, they all pitched in, and yeah, I even had people. I mean, they were banging on tables.
That's awesome.
They were like banging on tables and stuff, and trying to help me keep the beat and stuff like that, and they was joining in, telling each other what to do, Yeah. So it was so funny. And I had a guy that was there that had happened to be going to do a show as well, but he had an acoustic guitar. So I saw the guitar leaning against the table when I went out into the crowd and was engaging them. And I was like, you have a guitar and you just letting me, leaving me out here to dry, hanging at the dry, with no music. Come on up here and help me out. So he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He didn't know what to do. He was like, oh, sure, I'll help you,
Yeah.
I say, you can hold a tune with that thing, can't you? He said, yeah, I can hold a tune, And he just came up there and he played the guitar for me while I sang and stuff. And I said, we're going to find out today if you can really pick that guitar or not, Yeah. I say, because I don't know no keys or no chords or none of that, You just have to follow along. He said, okay, I can do that. I play by ear. I was like, great. You're going to need that because I don't know no keys or nothing. I just, I was raised singing, and so I don't know anything about that. I just rock the house, and that's the reason why I named my record label Reels All Records, because I love the raw talent,
Mm-hmm.
People that are naturally born with the gift. They didn't go to no school, no voice lessons, no none of that, And a lot of the record labels and stuff like that are really getting into looks, the commercial aspect of it. The women have to sell themselves, as a sex object or what have you, It's really horrible. I mean, even the men, as well. Like you have to take your shirt off and do this and do that. And maybe for a man, a man, he might not think nothing of it, that he's being presented as a sex symbol. But for a woman, that's just it's really degrading. It's really degrading. I've been offered 3 different contract deals by 3 different large labels, and I turned all those suckers down because the guys were like, when they were offering it to me, they was, trying to push up on me and stuff like that. One of the guys was like, I had to meet him at his house. I was like, if we're gonna discuss contract, why do I need to meet you at your house? I met you at the radio station. Why we can't meet there or at the studio or whatever like that? And at your house at 9 o'clock? No way. I was like, you can take that contract and shove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not willing to sell.
Got your invite. Hi, Anne. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
I sent Anne an invite, so she obviously got it and is here. So it must have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the invite to join the community, and then I saw that there was going to be an event, and I was like, cool, I'll stop it tonight.
Oh, you didn't get my invite.
I did, yeah.
Oh, you got both. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, has anyone else turned up, Candy?
No, nobody else turned up just yet. But we've actually since Ann came, we've ironed things out, and just going on. The show must go on.
Yep. Good.
And so it was the first experience for me. And since I was scrambling around like a chicken with my head cut off, I'm sort of glad that nobody else came.
Yep.
It would have been a little embarrassing for me, but I'm used to doing shit I ain't got no business, so it wouldn't have been that much embarrassing. Yeah, I started the event. I was like, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I have no clue what I'm doing. I am the administrator of this event, but I want y'all to know I have no clue what I'm doing. And that's what this hangout is for. For us to help one another, out where one is, has more knowledge in an area. And, we can help one another out, for the benefit of the whole.
Then you got to do it to learn how to do it, so you're doing good.